I got a really big problem. I need you to somehow make this Zoom keyboard sound better than the F1. Huh, okay. I'm gonna try. I feel like today's gonna be a longer stream. They sent us two. What we're probably gonna do is we're gonna build one today and then I'm gonna give away the other one. This isn't gonna be sponsored because they did send us the keyboards. The price point of this keyboard's about 180 to 250-ish, depending on how you config it. They're touting that this one here is a little bit more like upscale, a little bit more high-end than some of the predecessors of this particular keyboard. So we're gonna put that to the test today. They also sent over some switches. I know some people have their, their quarrels and qualms about particular aspects about Wuche stuff and Meletrix stuff, but I've always been a big fan of their switches and springs and just parts for switches. And these are their big lucky switches. Now I'm gonna be using the linears, but we have all three here today. Touting these are supposed to be, tighter tolerances, less stem wobble, all that jazz, but we'll see at the end of the day how they sound. You love the cube packaging, makes the switches good? A little bit. I mean, okay, the other thing too is the switches are cute. These are my favorite colorway. I kind of wish these were the linears, but I like them. Yeah, the clickies sound fun, and these are the tactile ones. These feel really good too. Yeah, these are really deep. These would be really fun if you do like a really deep foamy build. And again, they're touting like a whole bunch of, it's supposed to be more stable. Not that I think stability in switches was ever a big problem with more modern stuff, but very cool though. But yeah, I'm probably gonna use the linears today. I think this is one of their more simplistic top designs. We'll go through it. And I like the fact that finally they're offering some sort of polycarbonate unit. It does start at $185, and it, if you get all the bells and whistles and stuff, it's about $250. This does have about four mounting styles. I think Wuche is doing a good job of like offering options, like really good options for things. And they're offering even the cork dampening kit, which I thought was really fun for a $5 premium. I actually might use it today because I was looking at other people's sound profiles, and I kind of like what they're getting with the cork. The ball catch system, the ball catch mechanism, ball and catch, or catch and ball, whatever you want to call it. I was a little concerned that it might be kind of like my experience with the other one. They're saying it's been refined even further, and wanted to give you guys some background info on this. I've actually been talking about ball catch systems with other brands recently, and there is a lot of work that other brands, including Meletrix in this case here, a lot of people are actually trying to get the ball catch system to be even better. So they're not they're not giving up basically, which is cool. I know a lot of people really like the ease of use and accessibility of this. So I'm happy that they didn't just give it up, and I'm happy that they're deciding to push it along further and just keep on developing it. So yeah, and then it's also a bit of a modular keyboard as well, so you can change out the screen and the knob and all that jazz. I'm gonna hope, I highly doubt it, that this is VIA compatible right out of the box. Highly doubt it. Or VIA compatible at the very least. We're gonna see. If not, I'll say something, because that's been really important to me recently. But how about we open this guy? How about we open this sucker? Okay, I think I want to showcase this one here first before I look at the other one. I like what they're doing with the design. It's no longer that kind of rounded, in a lot of ways kind of dated looking keyboard that they usually kind of push to us. We even get a little bit of a cherry lip, which is awesome. The side profile is no longer, that big rounded type thing. A lot more classy, and I appreciate that. They did keep some of the design language from the other board, the TKL, and I think it looks fine. I don't think this looks tacky at all on the board. I think it gives it some character. It looks like it was better implemented on this than the last board. And yes, you can remove all this to put keys. So this is completely modular, which I think is really, really awesome. I did ask them about the ribbon cable, and their answer was because the PCB is 8K. It's an 8K refresh rate or Hertz PCB, and apparently the ribbon cable is necessary, which I think is a fair answer. It does have some like LED spotlights or whatever you want to call them that shoot down too from the edges, which is kind of interesting. Can't wait to see that. The butt is definition of over-designed. I don't think, honestly guys, I don't think it's like, I think it was over-designed on the other board. I don't think this is, truth be told, I don't think this is terrible. I think now we're going to do the other unboxing here, which is the one I actually want to build today. This is the one that I think looks nicer too. That wasn't me, that was the keyboard, by the way. That was the box. Just letting you guys know. All right, so this is the one that actually I was really interested, because they haven't done something like this in a little while. And this is the PC one. Ooh, yeah, this one looks nice. Damn, I have to admit, these catchball systems are locked in place. Here we go. I think this looks really good in polycarbonate. Not the best peel in the world, but it looks nice. It looks really nice. I think they did a really good job with this one here. And I truly think this is their best designed keyboard, like physically. It's very pretty. I like this a lot. We have the screwdriver set, which is fun. We have stabs that kind of flow all over the place, which is okay. We have the mounts. We have a braided cable. Appreciate it. Oh, is this the hot swap? Oh God. This is a hot swap knob. Nice. Yeah, so you can put a knob on this and you don't have to, I believe you don't have to solder this in. You can just like pop it in and it's good to go. Really interesting on this front as well. Oh, wow. Okay, so interesting the way they did this. How does this attach? Oh, just soldered on. Okay, interesting. So these are those LEDs that they have soldered on to the corners of the PCB. The LED arrays. That's interesting. And a pretty fair amount of options. Like, I mean, I've never had any complaints with their layout support. This literally has everything. I'm gonna give him kudos here. I actually, oddly enough, get a bunch of requests from people about 3U split stabs for spacebars, and a lot of people want those. Finally can maybe hopefully have something to recommend to people. Let's start doing our stabs and we can chit chat. Yeah, dude, I think there's something like 15 colors or something for this. Actually, if you guys want to know the colors while we do this, it's milky green, sky blue, Bavaros. That's an interesting color. Aquamarine, strawberry, eggplant, anodized lavender, scarlet red, GT silver, which is gorgeous, forest green, Dyna E-white, or sorry, just E-white, not Dyna E-white, ink green. Actually, how does it? Gunmetal, frosted clear, and anodized black. Cool. Huh, I'm excited to use this cork. All right, so let's get a plate. I'm thinking the carbon fiber one. The machining on this PC, by the way, is really nice. I'm not seeing any like flaws or anything like that. I like this little badge they got going on the top too. If it wants to focus, that's pretty nice. I don't think this is an internal weight. If I know someone was asking, I think this is just literally a thin sheet of aluminum. It's not super thick, but I guess this will technically, on specifically the PC version, reflect sound a little differently. With my experience of the Sonnet, I actually like that there's a aluminum piece over here and they just didn't go for a slab of polycarb. This should actually bounce sound pretty nicely. Cool, and then we have the battery components. I love the way this looks, dude. This is super cool in PC. I can't believe I'm saying this about a Meletrix board, but I really like them. Now, mounting styles. There is a bunch. We have the silica gel dots, the O-ring one, which I've heard is pretty good. And then we also have the elastic bar mount, which I've also heard is good. And they also have top mount. However, this might be my only issue with the board. I've heard from some friends who have built this that top mount is a giant pain in the ass to install with the catchball system. I have tried top mount catchball system, and it is a slight pain in the ass, and these catchballs are kind of tight. So I think I'm going to skip on that for now. Maybe we'll give it a go at the end, but I want to do this last. I think this will be my most favorite, the O-ring one, and we'll do this second. Also, I'm not sure, is this for the top mount? If so, poor choice to put a top mount underneath the spacebar. Really poor choice. I think that is for the top mount. Also, no threaded inserts for top mount. Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk. I'm gonna give that a boo. Now, if you never plan on going top mount, it's probably not a big deal. But if you do plan on going top mount, then that is a bit unfortunate. I wonder if that's something correctable on their end, if they can maybe kind of steer out of that direction. All right, let's see. How does the board look so far? On the aluminum one, this is just this little piece that glows over here. But on this one, obviously this is illuminating just the corners. Fuck, I like this a lot. I like the way this looks. And again, we have a few different mounting styles we're gonna go through. So if we don't like the silica gel mount, don't be alarmed. Oh, that's interesting. Do you see that? So to the cherry lip, we're looking at around, about 18 millimeters. That is not bad to the cherry lip. About 20.5 past the cherry lip. Oh my God, this is like the longest instruction manual I've ever seen in my life. Function plus shift. Oh, cool. All right. Let's give this a little bit of a typing test here. So again, these are those new big lucky switches with the zoom. Dyna TKL. Yeah, I think the alphas are a little plasticky, but I'm also going to say this, guys. It's also carbon fiber plate, which I also kind of half expected. This is why I'm not like the biggest fan of carbon fiber personally. Spacebar's solid though. Also, these switches, they're really nice. Like they have a nice sound profile. I would have maybe preferred something like that I'm normally used to already. Kind of biased though, like that's a preference thing. This is just with the cork foam, yeah. Which is, or the cork plate foam, I guess you want to call it. Not plate foam, the cork plate sheet. All right, here we go. Last mount. I think this mount feels and sounds the best. It's way softer. Ooh, my stomach growled. But it's way softer. It feels a little bit more isolated. A little bit plasticky still. Again, carbon fiber, I'll chalk it up to that, but spacebar is great on this keyboard. What a great spacebar this board has. I think this is perfect for people who are kind of maybe wanting to upgrade some of their products from maybe, you know, the really, really entry-level stuff, or they kind of want to dabble in a bit more of a customizable field. This does feel pretty easy to customize with the catchball system and all the different mounts you get. The Hot Swap PCB was very good on this. I think they did excellent on that. As per usual though, like they usually do pretty good layout options for that. Good looking board, very good looking board. I like the cherry lip, also a huge plus from me. Some stuff I didn't like though, and I think this is two really critical points with some less critical points mixed in. The VIA thing, just like fix that, bro. Fix the VIA shit, get that like sorted. I don't know why it's being so hard to just like talk to VIA and just like get things VIA compliant and just getting it to load up automatically. If not, I want to see if this loads into Vial. For whatever reason, Vial is just not responding to me right now. Like it is not working. So I don't know what's going on there. But 1000% the VIA thing, I'm going to start being, again, super anal about this with every brand who doesn't have a VIA file already loaded up. Get that shit working. Like that should be a no-brainer. The second thing about this board that kind of I feel is the most critical, if you're going to offer stuff with screws and you're offering polycarb, this is directly talking to this particular model. I would say threaded inserts are not only a must, but I feel like they're gonna improve the lifespan of the board, and I really don't feel like they cost much to install. That would be another ask. I don't know if that ask is going to see the light of day, but we'll see, I guess. I would have also, again, maybe preferred some silicone blockers to help guide this RGB to the bottom. Not that I hate the look of it in the corners personally, I don't mind it. You know, maybe even offer it all around the board. That'd be really cool for the particular polycarb version here. And then the other negative thing, again, specific to polycarb, I opened it up a few times without issue. The catchball system. I do worry if someone's going to be way too rough and just break their keyboard. But a bit of a worry, again, more of a personal worry there. Being able to see all this stuff is so gorgeous on this board right now. I really like this in polycarbonate. This is such a cool board with this. Cool. But I am pretty happy with this. Like, this is a nice release from them. Again, maybe some people were mentioning the whole, like, you know, mishaps with customer service on Meletrix's end. Again, I've heard both sides of the story. It's never good when you hear some people say I had a really bad experience. So maybe do some research there. I've heard people also have amazing experiences. So definitely one of those things. But I hope they do listen to some of the criticism I'm given. Also, just in case you guys were wondering, this thicker cable, this thicker head here, a little tougher to use. I feel like I'm maybe scratching the PC putting this in, so maybe I wouldn't use a really thick cable head. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and you guys have a good one. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. See ya.